Hey, and welcome to the Tech Chit Chat Show. My name is Ken. You can find me on Northern Viking Everyday and Northern Viking Explorer on YouTube. I'm here with my co-host Stephen Loney on YouTube and 8-Bit Warrior on Twitter. Good day there, Stephen.
Good morning, Ken. How are you?
You came running in with your coffee. It was about 30 seconds before we're going to start, and you're like, oh, I didn't get my coffee, and you ran out the door. And I'm like, I'm starting with or without you.
I feel a little guilty because it's like my second coffee. So I've technically had coffee today, but I'm like, I don't want coffee for right now with you.
I just got coffee too, but I got
Cheers.
mine 3 minutes ago. Cheers.
You see my fish there this morning? Good morning.
Nice. I am using, what am I using today? San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Wow.
We were just there about a month ago.
Yeah, and your tan gives that evidence away. We're just saying how we have trouble with, like, there's a contrast between the two of us because you've got this wonderful orangey glow and I've got this pale white skin going on. So
I am going to do a shameless plug. I wasn't going to do this, but our San Juan, Puerto Rico travel vlog just came out on Northern Viking Explorer. You can go check that out. It's a ton of fun. And my wife, Andrea, and I, this is my favorite part of it. We go visit the pigeons in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and we buy bird food. And we get attacked by a cajillion pigeons. They're all over us, on our heads, on our shoulders. It was so much fun. Even just go watch that one part. It's it was super cool.
Even just that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
All over
us. So yeah, we've got a fun show today. We are going to be talking 80 gigabyte GPUs and
pigeons
shortages, well, pigeons and Tomb Raider, all sorts of stuff, and protection for using the Switch, all sorts of stuff like that. So we've got a good show for you. Your weekend, did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I believe. Again, when you ask me that question, it's kind of like I can't remember the weekend, to be honest. Not because I'm partying, but just because, like, it just goes. But I believe.
I guess it is weekend. Tuesday. Yeah, so
I know. By the time it's a Tuesday, it's like, what was 3 days ago? What was happening? No, I believe it was good.
You believe it was good? Awesome.
I believe it was good. Yeah, I can't remember too much, but yeah. How about yours?
It was good. Pretty low key. Watch some stuff on the tube, and
yeah,
I was gonna do a bunch of yard work, and then it started raining, so then I just watched TV.
It rains in Kelowna?
Well, it does as soon as I want to do yard work. Other than that, we live right near Canada's only desert, so we don't get a lot of rain.
Yeah.
You get a lot of rain.
Oh yeah. The northwest coast of British, wherever we're at here, yeah.
Close to the Seattle, Vancouver area, you get a lot of rain.
I know. I say the northwest, but that's like if you're in America, it's the northwest. In Canada, it's like the southwest, technically for us. But yeah.
I had to get Sasquatches.
Apparently,
I've only seen 2.
You've only seen 2.
Yeah, and we get something called the Ogopogo here in Kelowna. It's kind of like the Loch Ness Monster, but of British Columbia.
Yeah,
and it's famous. So if you're bored, just Google Ogopogo and
O-P-O.
No, O-G-O.
O-G-O-P-O-G-O.
Something like that. Yeah. And you'll see all the mysterious lake creatures that we have around here. So, well, are we ready to drive into it?
Let's go.
So let's dive into the Nvidia H100 80 gigabyte GPU. Sounds like a lot of power.
What?
Can you imagine playing Tomb Raider with that?
With 80 gigs of like, let's be honest, the 80 gigs means really little, very little when it comes to, like, whatever. But, like, it's probably a pretty beefy thing if it does have 80 gigs of VRAM.
Yeah.
But
so basically what's happened here, Nvidia has announced for later this year the new 80 gigabyte GPU. It's kind of, I guess, is it a data center GPU is what they're calling it?
Yeah, and this is following up to their the A100.
Yes.
that they had before.
Mm-hmm.
This is this is like the server data center grade crunching artificial intelligence things and algorithms and all that, like that kind of thing.
So for a mere $36,000 or the price of a new vehicle, you can get yourself a GPU.
To be honest, I've never paid that much for a vehicle.
No, but you could get a GPU instead and a vehicle, a lesser vehicle. You could buy the old series, the old version. That is only, I think it was $12,000.
Could you imagine like showing up to a car dealership with one of these things in your hand and you're like, "Oh, I'd like to buy that car," and you have like
I'd like to trade this for a brand new Honda Civic. 12,300 for the A100 is a steal of a deal right now. So you can get this for $36,000. Now, if pricing is an issue for you, you can also do payments on your GPU.
Oh,
yeah. So do you want to dive into a little bit more about what this is for? And the article talks about, kind of funny, like about a little bit about gaming as well. Do you mind diving into that, Steven?
Yeah. So first off, you notice that like this is passively cooled. There is no actual like fan on this, and I believe that's because I think it's meant to rack into servers, like, and they have their own cooling. So it's not like it's passively cooled, but it's not. It still needs to be cooled, but that's taken care of by the data center. That's the focus. Mm-hmm. I think you slot these things in. So these things really aren't meant, like, they're not. Their intention is not to be used for gaming. And this article does go on saying you probably don't want to use this for gaming, blah blah blah. But I'm like, kind of like, hold on. I was checking out the specs for this thing. And so, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a very efficient use of your dollar to buy one of these, but I think actually that it would actually game faster than a 3090 Ti. Like on paper, it just still has faster performance. It actually still has CUDA cores, and I believe like Tensor cores. It's a GPU. It's there. So something that's kind of crazy is the 3090 Ti. I was looking at it, has about 1,000 gigabytes a second of memory bandwidth, or like 1 terabyte a second.
Okay.
And this thing has like 3 terabytes, like 3 times the memory bandwidth. It's using like HBM-E2. It's like, so that's like 3 terabytes of data transfer per second.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, but other than that, like, it has CUDA cores. It's got like, on Nvidia's site, it has like teraflops. It's like, it seems like 20% fast. If I'm correct, it might be like 20% faster for like raw compute for like actual gaming. I'm like, why couldn't you game on it? Why not?
Yeah. Well, a couple things here. It also, I think, comes in 2 form factors. So the PCIe as well as the XM. And I'm, to be honest, I didn't know what XM was, so I did a quick Google search here, and it says it's NVIDIA's form factor for GPUs that allows NVIDIA or NVLink GPU to GPU communication. So it says it's significantly faster over the PCIe. So that's a quick kind of meaning to that. I'm not that technical.
Yeah, so I think that's like the NVLink, when you're connecting the GPUs directly together, so they're able to just really talk to each other really quickly. And what's really kind of neat is apparently you can connect up to 256 of these things.
That's crazy.
Together.
That's crazy. Yeah, you're gonna definitely need some like to spend some money on cooling if you're doing that.
So I just want to do some quick math here. Let's go.
Uh-oh. So while you're doing math,
that's right. That's $9.2 million in GPUs.
That's a lot. That's a lot for gaming. So so I'm not going to be able to test this out to see how it works for gaming. But if one of our 53 subscribers knows Linus, maybe he can put it in his ear. We'd love to see him test this out from Linus Tech Tips.
I mean,
he's about the only one that we know of that might be able to test something like this for gaming. So
it seems only like a matter of time before they would.
Yeah, you can. They're not too far from you. You can head on over there and knock on the door and be like, "Hey,
so you got any of those new H100s in there recently? Just curious. Just curious."
So Linus, if you're one of our 53 subscribers, test this out for us. We want to see how it works for gaming.
Yeah. Well, I if I'm correct, I think it was them who did do a video on like data center GPUs. Like there was one that's like, you're not supposed to use these for gaming, and I can't. Maybe it was the Quadro series. Might have been the Quadro, and then people saying you shouldn't use these for gaming, this and that stuff, and they showed like, no, you can game on them. Again, it wouldn't be an efficient use of your dollar, but if you're some like rich oil baron with like billions of dollars and it doesn't matter to you, you could pick this up probably for gaming. So
if you're the lost relative of the Nigerian prince,
yeah,
and you have, if you're owed all those shipping containers full of gold, that's maybe you can use this.
Well, technically, you're like in line for the throne of Sweden, aren't you? So you should.
I am, yes. You know, if have you ever seen the movie King Ralph?
No, sounds old though. Sounds like you're yourself.
Yeah. So enough people die, and I think he becomes the like King of England. I'm pretty much like that. You'd have to kill off like millions of people, and then I'm in line for the throne. So but then if that ever happens, I'll try this out.
You're not sending up emails to people, are you? I am the Prince of Sweden.
No, we can yeah.
Sorry, back on topic.
Back on topic. I think it'd be actually funny because it's like, yeah, of course it's not for gaming, but I think it would probably work pretty good in my imagination.
Yeah,
for sure. So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so that's coming out I think later this year for, again, a mere $36,000. You can pick yourself up an H100 GPU. Well, shall we move on to our next topic?
Sure.
Which the Intel CEO is now expecting the chip shortage to last until 2024. That would be good if it ended sooner than later. I think they originally said 2023.
Yeah.
But now it's 2024. So the chip shortage, if you're not aware, you're probably noticing it everywhere. But things are not being produced as quickly as you might like, from things like the PlayStation 5 to the new Xbox to all sorts of cars. You'll see delays for cars, all sorts of stuff out there. Though the good news is that they are producing, they're building Intel's building a new, what do you call it, factory in Ohio.
Yeah.
As well as currently under construction in Arizona and Germany.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
just some quick news on that. So that'll be definitely help to get more chips flowing. The good news about this, we're already seeing it a little bit. You and I were chatting the other day about GPUs and being able to find them now.
Yeah, that's been much easier. Like even and plus the used market, it's coming back into regular pricing as well, and it's kind of pushing the stack down. So yeah, GPUs definitely easier to find them now.
If I head over to like Best Buy, I check on there every couple of days, and it seems like most days you could either get a 3050 or a 3060, and there's lots of them more expensive, like the 3080s and that kind of stuff on there.
Yeah.
But if you're wanting more kind of a regular run-of-the-mill GPU, 3060 or something, you should be able to find one fairly quickly, especially a 3050. I think the prices are still a little bit inflated. They're not back to the MSRP that they outlined, but at least you're able to get them without having to buy one off Facebook Marketplace like I did.
Well, and I with the used market, it seems that like I remember buying like 1050 Ti's, be able to buy them for like $120 like 2.5-3 years ago, and it's getting back to where that was about 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. So it's still like, yeah, it's decent pricing, but from like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, it's still a bit inflated. I think you're right, but it's reasonable at this point. Well, plus,
so
yeah.
I guess I was going to say the moral of the story, if you're looking to build a PC, especially with that 80 gigabyte GPU, no, just kidding. But a regular PC, it might be a little bit easier to come by the parts, because I built a PC last summer and I bought everything and then I couldn't find a GPU.
Yeah.
And
you were basically trying to build around the GPU at that point.
Yeah. So I was kind of had it almost put together, and then I had to still find a GPU. So I actually borrowed an old GPU from you for a little bit until I found one.
Right.
So so now if you can get a GPU, you can move forward with that build.
I was just watching last night from Linus Tech Tips, where Linus went to the fabrication plant in Jerusalem, Israel, there.
Okay.
In that area with Intel, and it's quite the production going on.
Okay.
Like really, really, really tight ship. Like just if you haven't seen that video, it's actually really neat of how they make the even to the point of where they told Linus, don't touch the machines, not because you'll hit a button and stop something, but because even the vibration of touching the machine could cause a error in the production of the chips, of how sensitive they are.
Oh, interesting.
They're dealing with such a fine level of detail of production that, as Linus mentioned in the video, that they even consider the seismic activity of where they're putting plants because of how sensitive development is.
Okay.
So like our area, like Vancouver here, would be a terrible place. Seattle would be a terrible place because we actually have seismic activity.
Yeah.
You just would not want to have that here. So that's how like finely tuned these productions are. They are like really sophisticated.
Yeah. That's cool.
So
I didn't know that.
The other thing I was thinking of too is, because I think the CEO of Intel, what I forget his name here.
Pat Gelsinger.
Yeah. Was it him? Because they kind of have a thing coming up, an Intel presentation or something with partners coming up in a few weeks or something. And I saw kind of his little bit of a speech prepping for that that was recorded, and mentioning how COVID and things and this and that kind of pushed all more tech demand and that. So that may have added to the lack of chips available.
For sure.
But so I'm wondering, though, as things open up, if people will get like this desire to get outside more and kind of push away from tech. I wonder if there will be kind of this inverse, where people will want to buy kayaks instead of computer chips over the next, like this summer, where people might want to just get away from tech. So maybe there will be a slowdown in the demand.
It could be, as people are more willing to even travel, more people are willing to go. Maybe spend their time, they go to Disneyland rather than building a new computer, or go on a holiday, or they go, like you say, buy a new bike and you go biking rather than building a computer. Or
my bike doesn't need a computer chip in it.
No,
I'm fine. My kayak doesn't need a GPS unit in it.
Have you ridden an electric bike?
No.
I have. It was actually pretty sweet. It was like, it was, the nicest part was going up hills. You just power right up the hills.
Okay. Exercise, my friend. We need to do stuff ourselves. I don't want to.
I know. Hey, you guys have an electric scooter at your house. So.
I know. It is pretty cool.
Yeah. Next up is a hoverboard, right?
Yeah, we need computer chips for that.
Yeah. So so it's hopefully things progress and that chip shortage doesn't go on too long. We don't have any comments yet today. I'm surprised. Anybody out there, leave us a comment. We'd love to maybe integrate those into our show. So if you have a comment, leave those
just
in the comments. Wave and say hello. We'll move on to the next thing here while we do that. Square Enix.
Sorry.
Sells Tomb Raider. So I think they sold their is it their Western assets? Or to a Swedish company.
So they have sold Square Enix, Montreal, Crystal Dynamics, And what was the other one that I'm forgetting?
It's in here somewhere, but it was including De X, Thief, and Legacy of Kain to Swedish Embracer Group for $300 million.
Yeah, that's a cheap deal, because that includes Tomb Raider and Deus Ex and Gex.
I don't know how to say that.
Say what?
Is it Deus Ex?
Deus Ex.
Are we talking about the same thing? Like right here, it says DEUX space EX.
Oh, wait. Never mind. I don't know. Maybe I'm.
We don't know what we're talking about, but they sold something.
No. Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider. Yeah. So to a Swedish company, and 300 million. That seems okay. This is gonna sound so dumb. That sounds really cheap after chatting about Elon's Twitter purchase last week of $44 billion.
Yeah, this does seem like a cheap deal. Because last week we were talking about how Club Penguin was sold for like
700 million or whatever, and that was a long time ago,
12 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so that is cheap.
Yeah, so apparently Square. I got a fruit fly on me, which is weird. Square Enix is. I totally butchering that now. You got me all rattled in how to say that. They want to invest in blockchain instead.
Right.
Any thoughts on that?
Well, to be fair, apparently it's more than blockchain. Apparently also like something about artificial intelligence and stuff, but also blockchain was in there.
Yeah.
So from my perspective, and probably a lot of like gamers that have been like it probably seems like, what? Like, what's going on? Hello, Cody.
Hey, Cody.
Good to see
Thank you for watching.
We're not alone.
We're not alone.
I don't know, because the blockchain's not winning favor with a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people being like, what? And as people, you hear the NFTs being thrown around and stuff, and and people like, just put your NFTs into games. It's like, well, as a game developer, I don't know how we're going to integrate NFTs into everything.
Yeah.
Like to some capacity, yeah, but I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to put other people's NFTs into my game.
So
yeah.
If you put other people's NFT, like I'm assuming they would get credit, like they would earn revenue off that.
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
It's pretty confusing. I hear so many. I'm not an expert in this, but there's so much contradictory opinion on this. Like, everything from who would pay that much money for a picture to like, this is the next big thing, right? And I think people are really confused when it comes to NFTs.
Yeah.
So, and like just what you're saying, like this here.
Yeah.
This tweet says Square Enix is selling their Western studios for 300 million so they can invest in blockchain. Is very funny to me, like selling your house for magic beans. And I think people are really confused on where this is going. I mean, it is a big thing for sure. We're hearing about it everywhere. But people are just super confused when it comes to NFTs. So, and even here it says skeptical. The gamer crowd has been typically skeptical about NFTs. So it'll be interesting to follow that and see where it goes over the next little bit.
If anybody would like a good explanation on NFTs, and which I think is reasonable, Cody's here. Cody, if you know the link to, was it Strife, a channel Cloud Strife, and he lays out for like 30-minute video on what NFTs are, explains them. Here's what they are. He's not a fan of them, but he's like, here's what they are. You can, and I found just a good explanation of being like, okay, as long as you know what they are, go at it if you want to, but just have a real sense of what you're actually doing. And don't paint it up to be something amazing when it's not. Like, be real with what it is. So Cloud Strife, Cody, if you're there, if you want to find a link to that, if you know what I'm talking about. If you're not there, that's okay. But yeah, look up Cloud Strife on YouTube, NFTs, and I think he does a good analysis on that topic. But yeah, so Square Enix, right? They're big known for like Dragon Quest, and now they also have Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest. They have a long history.
Kingdom Hearts,
like long history as a Japanese developer. Like big fan base. Like Dragon Quest probably makes them a lot of money. Like that's kind of in Final Fantasy. So they've got some big stuff going on. So it is interesting that they've sold their Western stuff. Oh, sorry, Cloud Strife. Cloud Strife is. I'm just showing myself to be a nerd here. That's Cloud Strife is the Final Fantasy character, which is actually owned by Square. That's kind of funny. Josh Strife Hayes. Thanks, Cody.
Thanks, Cody.
You can look Josh Strife Hayes up on YouTube and regarding NFTs, and he does a good breakdown of that topic. So maybe I would not be surprised. That's a cheap deal for these IPs, and even to me, I'm like, is there some way that I could have got some business guy to buy these things for a bit more? Because this seems like a really cheap deal. Like, could I convince somebody? But I think on I can't remember what. Anyways, I'm not sure, but I don't know who the Embracer Group is from Sweden who bought them. I don't know.
No, I think they're.
Will this be a changing? Will they be in their portfolio for like 3 to 5 years, then change hands again? I don't know.
So in the article here, it says they're not a household name gaming, but has become one of Europe's largest gaming groups after snapping up a slew of major studios, including Gearbox Gearbox, developer of the Borderlands shooter franchise. So, so Borderlands is probably a game that a lot of you recognize out there as well.
Okay, so it looks like they're trying to get into the space, and they may have just found themselves a really good deal. That they're probably realizing, wow, that's cheap.
It's probably a name to keep an eye on. Embracer, you'll probably hear them a lot more coming up over the next few years. So, well, let's switch it up. We're going to stay in gaming here for a little bit. This one's kind of more on the funny side. Switch Sports. Oh man, strap up, because Switch Sports. Okay, do we want to roll back to Wii Sports before we pull up the article? Or no, let's pull up the article and then we'll I'm totally watching this. But so Switch Sports came out very recently, and people are already putting their Joy-Cons through their TVs. So a Twitch streamer, less than 24 hours after the game launched, put his Joy-Con through the TV and crashed it. And it brings back a lot of fond old memories from Wii U, or not Wii U, Wii Sports.
Yeah.
So I really did find this funny. Apparently as noted from Nintendo, for your safety, please accompany your child when playing Nintendo Switch Sports. Please be careful not to hit the children playing with each other or hit the Joy-Con
hit the children
on the TV.
Please
also,
don't
when playing, attach the strap to the Joy-Con and lock it. Then tighten the strap. So the strap, here, let me pull this up. So the strap is like that. It does have a little thing that slides back and forth on there. So it is pretty good on there, as long as this clicks in and locks on the Joy-Con.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's kind of, it makes me wonder though, like within 24 hours, a Twitch streamer puts it through the TV. I don't know. Does it make you wonder if it was legit or just to do it for Twitch?
No, I don't know. Couldn't say.
It is funny though, because I remember with the old Wii Sports, like we had a fan on the ceiling and you're like doing
hitting
whatever you're doing. Yeah. So
that was legitimate.
I didn't have problems with the TV. It was more the fan and watching that you don't slit your wrists on that. But so
yeah. Can you go to the other the Nintendo's webpage just to show some of those actions you had that, pull that one up there. Yeah, this highlights like the potential. Oof! Look at that risky maneuver right there.
So this is kind of a funny comment. My son, who's supposed to be at school, is commenting, "Oh no, I don't use the wrist straps." Well, Thomas.
Thomas, we need to talk.
We need to talk. What are you doing? So,
to be honest, I don't use the wrist strap either.
No.
It was always kind of like, I know Nintendo's got to cover their bases. They don't want to be going to court cases, having to like do class action lawsuits for televisions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at that. Look at that. You could volley your TV into disaster.
Yes.
And look, and even a kick. You could even like kick your TV. Look, ready for this? Here it comes.
Oh,
bam.
What's the leg strap? For soccer, you strap them to your legs.
I guess you need to strap your leg too. Strap down all your limbs, because this is dangerous.
Yeah, so that is the new Switch Sports. Give it a try. It actually looks pretty fun. I remember bowling back in the day. That was always fun on the old Wii.
Yeah, but do you remember? What about bowling in PlayStation Home? I'm totally deviating. You remember
PlayStation
that?
Home?
You had to like wait in line, and your meta. That was meta before meta.
That was, yeah, exactly. Man, that's kind of funny. They were ahead of their time. PlayStation.
Enter the metaverse, where you need to wait in line in virtual bowling alleys for your turn to play bowling.
Yes.
And it was like often like full of people, and we couldn't play bowling most of the time because it was full of people bowling.
There was pool.
Yeah. So I kind of have fond memories.
I can't actually believe we played that.
That was a time.
Why don't we ask our question of the day? Have you ever sent your controller flying? Yes, I believe more so with the PlayStation. What's the PlayStation one called that had the big like orby glowy ball on the end?
Was it the PS Move or something?
Yeah, something like that. I had that as well.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting mixed that up with the Switch one. I'm getting that mixed up with the Switch one. Was that because I know one of them had like archery?
That was the PlayStation. Well, maybe they both did, but I know the PlayStation one had archery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had like, was there a sword fighting or something? I can't remember. Gladiator or something.
Yeah, I think so. And you could use like two of them, and then like shield and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like wanting that so badly, and then I got it and barely played
it. Yeah.
And then I would get heckled. I think it was Cody who would heckle me, being like, "Yeah, remember that PlayStation Move?" Because he knows that I spent money on it, and I didn't.
I'm sure I have one buried in the basement somewhere. So,
I think
for myself, though, to answer the question, I think it was more of a fan and ceiling problem than a flying problem. But I know I've sent controllers flying a couple of times, but not through the TV.
Yeah, I don't think I have done it before. Not that I recall. But a sub question that I'm kind of curious to know, people, is: did you strap up?
I think I did until like on the Wiimote, until your like back cover was that attached to the back cover. I think I had the aftermarket one. I don't know, maybe not.
The ones that caught on fire.
Yeah,
that was a good deal. Remember that time?
Yeah. Those rechargeable ones that are like
your batteries, rechargeable batteries that were like burning.
Yeah. So here's a sub question too. You have the PlayStation VR at your house.
Yeah.
Have you ever walked into a wall or hit a wall or the roof or anything while playing that?
I don't think so. I haven't played it extensively, and not all the games are like needing you to like do all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I definitely like when you have like friends over to try it, you're like, you give them a chair and you give them space.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see them like leaning too far one way, and you're like trying to just gently get them. So I don't know, but it's definitely a real concern.
Yeah.
Like that's more of a concern to me than throwing the controller into the screen.
Yeah. That being said, the shark attack and that is really good.
Yeah.
I like the shark attack.
And that one you just sit there and watch it.
You're inside a shark cage and lowered into the depths of the abyss of the ocean and get attacked by a shark. That is a lot of fun. Yeah. So, but even that's like dated now. Like, it's funny how technology changes.
Yeah.
That, and now it's probably in the closet with your PlayStation Move.
No, the VR is actually out. I don't use it very often at all, but it actually is there, and I can set it up. But then I have to like do a couple things to reset it up to use it, and I don't know. But it at least got used more than the Move, I think.
That's true. So, well, do you have any other thoughts on what we were chatting about today before we wind things down?
You know, for today, you know what?
How about 100 subscribers? What happens when we hit 100 subscribers?
Yeah, so at 100 subscribers, we will be upgrading our streaming service here to 1080p to get with the times. So if you guys would like to participate, subscribe at 100, go to 1080p, make the stream a bit better, clearer, sharper.
I think we're at somewhere like 53 or something right now.
Yeah. And also to those who are watching, if there's like any kind of topics or things that you guys are interested in, let us know. Be like, hey, we like these kind of like talking about these things and this stuff. Give us ideas.
So or if you see cool articles, you can forward them to us, leave them in the YouTube comments or Facebook or Twitch comments. And we're streaming on Facebook as well. This is our second week on Facebook.
Right.
All of our Facebook subscribers.
Yeah. Do we have any?
I'm not sure. We recently opened that. It's we probably have a couple. You, me, Cody.
Yeah. Cody's mom.
My son, Thomas. So awesome. Well, that will wind down the main part of our show. Are we going to stick around for a couple minutes and answer any questions, Stephen?
We could.
Sure. We'll stick around and see if there's any questions. But to the rest of you who are leaving now, thank you so much for watching, listening, and make sure to subscribe so we can get into high def, or you can listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform. Take care. So I don't know. There was one other thing I wanted. I'm still going to bring this up. I know you didn't. Let me find it here. It is the. We're going to bring this up just for all you people who like this kind of stuff.
I don't know if we can get this in Canada, though.
I don't even know if I need to even just say anything. It's just like limited time only, flaming hot Mountain Dew.
Spicy meat sweet.
But, okay.
Instant meat sweet.
Okay, it's spicy. I thought you said spicy meat sweet.
I did.
Yeah, but like in my mind, I heard like meat, like a steak.
Yeah.
But no, that's meat. It's like spicy meats.
Oh, that's meat. Yeah, but that's what I was thinking too. You're right. That's not the. I was actually reading it like the steak,
like ribs.
Yeah, I did. Now you know you're right. But spicy meat sweet. Like I was just thinking the whole mix of meat in there, and
we need to find someone and ship it to Cody. And the good news is my son is on a break. Well, good for him.
Don't break your arms, Thomas.
Yes. So store locator. Ooh.
Is there one near you?
Oh, look at all these flavors. Flaming hot, major melon sugar free. Wow.
Major melon.
Okay, there's 4 pages of flavors.
Yeah, but these are probably like 95% are in America. Like this is in Canada, we don't get all the Mountain Dew.
Okay, you know what though? I did see the other day. And I had it in my hand, and then I'm like, no, I shouldn't. And now I'm like, oh yeah, I should have. Coca-Cola coffee.
Oh yeah. That sounds.
So it's like a coffee and Coke in a can.
Okay. Yeah, why not? That sounds a lot less weird than Mountain Spicy Dew.
Mountain Spicy Dew, meat flavored.
Meat flavored. Spicy meat.
Spicy meat flavored. Yeah. Well, I don't even know what to say about that. It's
I don't know. I like, I wonder if the Walmart here would have it or something, but I just don't know if we would have them in our area.
Next time I'm at the grocery store, I have to go to like one of those high price grocery stores, not the generic-y one. I need more of a specialty shop that specializes in $5 a can beverages.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or a candy shop or something.
No, yeah, if you trying to think. Maybe we're not really big Xboxer guys. Maybe that's for the Xbox crowd to be like, yeah, Spicy Dew and Halo, and they're all like,
you know, they are the same color, so
Xbox fans.
Well, you've got your Mountain Dew, and it's the same color as an Xbox. So
which color matches you?
Which Mountain Dew are you?
Well, there's an orange one, the bottom left. There you are. There's your tan, your orange tan.
Live wire. I prefer to be the Mountain Dew Voltage.
No, but you got that glow from your like trip there.
That's true.
But I'm gonna be the pale one.
You can be Sugar Melon.
I'm not. I don't want to be Sugar Melon. Thank you.
Oh, I like this Frostbite. Check this out. Frostbite. Walmart exclusive. Down in the bottom right hand corner with a shark.
So, can we get these at like Walmart then? Is that what we can get?
I'm gonna see. We'll have to put these. If we get them, we're putting them on the show.
We should come with like our Mountain Dew challenge at the end, and every week we have a new flavor of Mountain Dew.
Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. I'm tired of twitching muscles. I probably should have less of that. When your eyelid starts like flickering, you know you've had.
I mean, something's wrong.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we have any other comments? The only one who seems to be commenting is Cody.
And your son.
And my son.
Who is on break.
On break, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go back to chemistry. So, all right. Well, why don't we wind it down there, Stephen? And it was a good week. Go pick up your. I have to go get my payments in order for my 80 gigabyte.
Oh,
is it H100, 200?
Yeah,
H100 GPU.
And I look forward to you getting one for my birthday soon too. So
yeah, well, I'll trade in our car and our van, and maybe we can get you one.
Well, maybe if you go to the dealership and they take some of your sushi coin crypto, maybe that'll work out well for you.
Yeah, my sushi crypto coin is not doing very well. No, that's what you do when you have. Yeah. I'm just gonna not go there. All right. Anyway, that was a fun week with you, Stephen. Until next week, thank you everybody for watching and listening on all your favorite platforms. Make sure to like and subscribe and get us to 1080p streaming. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.